Luz y Progreso y gracia a la misericordia. This is your host, the freaking Puerto Rican Sancista Brujo Luis. And I know I haven't done a video in a while. I'm sorry, I've been just so busy. And I threw a video out there the other day just to let people know that I'm still here. I'm just so sorry. I've just been very busy. I'm working on new projects that I hope to have by the middle of the spring, God willing. So I've been very busy, and also with the clients that I do have, and doing las misas espirituales that I am having at the templo, el centro espiritista en Sancista, Sanse, sorry. So I've been very busy. I've been just not been able to do a video. But I'm growing, I'm doing some new things. There will be some new things that you'll be seeing hopefully from me within the spring. Hopefully a new book, God willing, si Dios quiere, mande Dios. But anyways, we're in April, and I just realized that my channel, well, actually, I started my channel, this channel right here that you're viewing right now, I started it in September 2011, and I had this channel there just, at the time I was writing a blog, and I had this channel right there, and I really didn't touch it until April of 2013, where I just threw a video out there. It was just, I think it was just a music video. And then the second video was just of me talking. It was in Spanish. So the channel right now is, 3 years old. So thank you very much. It's been a success. I enjoy it. I wish I could do more videos on a daily basis, but I don't do videos unless it's important that I feel needs to be talked about. I don't talk about random, I try not to talk about random, things. I try to educate. I try to use this as a medium to educate, to teach, so that a person can leave after viewing this video with some form of knowledge, As an elder, it is my job, and it's not just as me as an elder, but as all elders, I believe it's our job to educate the younger generations and to make sure that they leave with something that we learn. It's our important task. So anyways, the video that I'm doing today is on something that if you're doing spiritual work, there are 4 things that you need to do, or not just you, but anyone who's working un trabajo espiritual, a spiritual job, should do, or should have knowledge. There are 4 steps that need to go through when you're doing un trabajo espiritual, or I don't know if I want to say a spell. Let's say the word spell. I'm going to use the word spell. If you're doing a magical working or all that, a person who is who works la obra espiritual or la magia or whatever it may be, we must follow these 4 rules in order for that work that we're doing to be successful. I talked about this in an earlier video, and I think it's called The Power of the Magus, and I did a couple of months ago last year, and you can go check through my videos and it's there. And so I just want to add to it and elaborate, and again, this is so that you can make that trabajo espiritual manifest. How to make that trabajo, that spiritual work that you are doing, manifest. So I'm just going to start the video because I'm just rambling. Okay, so these rules are known as the Sanctum Regnum, or las Reglas Santas, the holy rules. And we should all have a knowledge of these when we're doing a trabajo espiritual. And the first one of the Sanctum Regnum, the holy rules, las Reglas Santas, is imagination. Everything starts from the imagination. It comes from here, and we imagine what we want to manifest, what we want to create when we're doing un trabajo espiritual, we have to start with an imagination. So it's not just by just lighting a candle and saying, okay, I'm lighting this candle and I'm sending it out to the universe and that's it. No. When you're lighting a candle, you're placing your imagination, your thought, that which you want to manifest. You imagine it into that candle. You dress the candle. You prepare the candle. And when you're doing all that, you're imagining that which you want to manifest, to come true, and it just not doesn't work by just lighting a candle and saying Padre Nuestro and that's it, calling it a day. No, you have to place a lot of imagination into it. Best example I can give you on that is when I'm doing an altar to a santo. Let's say I'm having let's say I'm having a misa espiritual, or not just a misa espiritual, a ceremonia for un santo, and I'm going to prepare an altar. I visualize, I imagine that altar in my head, how I want it to look, and then I create it. I make that imagination, I make it come into something tangible, something that someone can see, something that someone can touch and physically view. And this just doesn't go only with magic, it goes with everything. A baker, a cake, excuse me, a cake decorator, when they're baking a cake, they imagine how they want that cake to look, and so they make that idea into something that others can view, others can see. A painter, they imagine their imaginations. That painting, it's a white canvas, and they imagine from their mind what they want to manifest and how they paint that. So we must have an imagination. When I first started my first book, Luz y Progreso, Light and Progress, it was an imagination, it was an idea. And not just my book, my blog, everything was just a magic. This channel that you're viewing right now, this video right here, it's an imagination, and it's something that I wanted to manifest. How do I manifest that? How do I make it into something tangible so that others can see what's inside my head? And of course, this was an imagination, and the cover. When I went to the artist, I told him what I visualized, what I imagined, how I wanted this cover to look like. And he made it into something, he helped me with my imagination into something that others can view. I know you're getting the glare of the camera. And of course, everything that's in the book, it was in my mind, and I made it into something tangible, something that you can see, something that others can read and share with. Okay, so this, stems from my imagination. So when you're doing a trabajo espiritual, you have to imagine it. And from imagining it, you have to have the second one, which is the willpower. The willpower, or the will, the strength, the dedication, the determination, and the resistance to make that which you imagine, you will it into coming into being. So I imagined this book. I imagined Luz y Progreso, or I'm imagining, or for a client, if I'm doing a trabajo espiritual for a client, they come to me with a problem, and so I listen to them, and I assess the situation, I analyze the situation, and then when I'm doing a trabajo espiritual for that client, I imagine what I want that, what that person tells me what they want to come, and so I imagine it. I create a mental picture in my brain, and then I use my willpower, my strength, my strength. I want to use the word strength, my determination to make that which that person wants me to help them manifest come into being. There's a saying, as I will it, so mote it be, and even God, when Bon Dieu, whatever name you want to call God, when he created the universe, it came from a thought. From within that thought, he made it into something. He willed it. And from that will, he created. So you have to have first, you have to have the imagination, and then you have to have the will. Okay? The third one is faith. If you do not have faith in your trabajo espiritual, if you don't have faith in that you want to manifest, it's not going to happen. It's not going to come true. If I didn't have faith in this book, which actually I just thought I was going to sell 5 copies, and 5 copies, I would have been happy with 5 copies. It sold more than that, of course, but I had faith in that little book, and I have faith in this channel that it was going to be successful. I had faith in my blog. I don't lose faith. You have to have faith, especially when you're doing a trabajo espiritual. You have to have an imagination. You have to have will. Okay, from your imagination, you have to have that will to make it manifest, and then you have to have faith. You have to have that faith. A lot of people lose faith, and you can't. You have to have faith. When Pandora opened, I always use that that story when Pandora opened that box, and all those demons came out, destruction, hell, whatever that came out. She closed the box, but at the bottom of the box was hope. So hope and faith do go hand in hand. We have to have faith in that we want to help come into manifestation, to make it come true. Okay? And the last one is secrecy. And this goes into a lot of things, but when I'm doing a lot of my trabajo espirituales, I tend to keep it very secretive, and it's between me and the client. When I'm reading for a client, what I say to my client stays between me and the client. I don't share information with nobody else. That is something that is una regla, very important rule, that what is said between me and my client stays between me and my client. When I'm having a spiritual mass and there's a whole bunch of people, one of the rules that I always let people know is lo que se dice aquí se queda aquí. What is said here stays here. And if I find out that rumors or chismes are spread from what may have happened in a misa espiritual, that they are not allowed to come back to a misa espiritual, because I don't do gossip. I don't do gossip. I don't try to spread rumors, and I don't try to spread lies. And that's a rock hard rule with me. And so when I'm doing a trabajo espiritual, you have to have a form of secrecy, in order for it to manifest. If you're doing a trabajo espiritual for somebody, or a magical working, and you're telling everybody what you're doing, trust me, it's going to go, you're going to come across someone who's going to say, this pendejo doesn't know what he's doing, and that's just going to mess up your trabajo espiritual, your spiritual work, your spiritual magic. So you have to have an air of secrecy. You have to keep it private between you and the client. And okay, so again, I'm just going to run down all 4 of them in order for any trabajo espiritual to be successful. You have to have, that imagination. What do you imagine? What do you view? You have to make that imagination into something tangible that you want to manifest. It comes from here, and then you have to visualize it, you have to view it, and you have to imagine it coming into being. You have to have the willpower. As I will it, so more to be. I will it to come. I will it to manifest. I want that, to come. And don't be willing to have a 2016 Rolls Royce. That's kind of crazy. Will things that can happen in your life. You know what I'm saying? But you have to have will. You have to have faith. Faith in what you do. Don't lose faith. Many people lose faith, and you gotta keep trying. You gotta have faith. Every day I wake up, every day I salute the sun, and if it's raining out, I salute the day. I have faith in my spirits. I have, faith in God. Even though the world is full of trials and tribulations, I feel that there's still good humans out there, that we as good humans, we should, bond together to help fix this world. But I have faith in people. I have faith in this planet. I have faith, in many things. And the last thing is silence, keeping silent. When you're doing your trabajo espiritual, when you're doing your magic, when you're doing your obras espirituales, keep it to yourself. If you're showing somebody else, then fine. Like sometimes I'll do a video where I'm showing you how to do these things, but when you're doing these trabajos espirituales, keep it to yourself, because then you're gonna have someone who's gonna make you doubt by saying that's not gonna work, and that's gonna ensalar. That's gonna make your trabajo not come true. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I'm sorry I haven't done a video in so long. Much respect, much honor. If you haven't seen the power of the Magus, I did that a couple of months ago. You can go check that out. This video kind of goes hand in hand with that video. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'm sorry I haven't done videos in a while. I'm just working on another things that I'm imagining, and I'm willing, and I'm having faith, and I'm keeping silent so that it can come, so that it can manifest. And I'm hoping that comes out hopefully within a couple of months. Anyways, this is Sanctum del Brujo Luis. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy my channel. 3 years. Actually, the channel it was started in 2011. And I started my first video, 3 years ago? So the channel's going on 3 years old. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for following me, for being my Facebook friends, for having patience. I wish I could answer all the emails. I always say that. I wish I could. There's not enough hours in the day for one man to help so many, but I try by throwing these videos out there for you. But anyways, much love, much respect. This is Sanctum del Brujo Luis, and have faith. Santo Sanse.